We all think about the legacy we'll leave behind. But what about the planning for that final chapter itself? For a long time, it's felt like this heavy, somber task with really limited options. But today, we're going to reframe that whole conversation. We'll explore how this final decision can actually be a profoundly creative act, a chance to plan a farewell that's as unique as the life it celebrates. We all get to this point, this threshold, where we think about our final chapter. And for generations, the path forward just seemed, well, it seemed pre-written. The choices were clear, but they were also incredibly limited. And for more and more people, that simple two-option choice just doesn't feel like it tells their whole story. It feels incomplete. So, to really understand where we're going, we have to take a quick look at where we've been. For so long, this entire conversation was defined by a single, very familiar fork in the road. And here it is. For decades, the whole discussion basically boiled down to these two paths: traditional burial in a cemetery or flame-based cremation. And look, these are absolutely the right choices for many, many people. But the crucial point is that they are no longer the only ways to honor life. And that brings us to what I'd call a quiet revolution that's happening right now. Let's dig into why so many people are actively looking for new paths. What used to be that simple fork in the road has just exploded into this vast landscape of new possibilities. And this isn't happening by accident. It's really being driven by this deep, collective desire for more personal meaning, a stronger sense of ecological responsibility, and this wish for a legacy that truly continues our story in a way that feels authentic. So, what are these new paths? Let's jump in and explore this incredible emerging landscape of choice. Now, this new world of options can feel like a lot, but it helps to organize them into three big categories. There's return to Earth, then the flow of life, and finally, a legacy beyond. This framework really helps us understand the thinking behind these new choices. First up, this idea of a return to Earth. This is really for people who want a direct ecological final act. Think about green burials, in protected woodlands without vaults or embalming. Or something called human composting. Its formal name is natural organic reduction, which gently transforms a body into nutrient-rich soil. Both of these paths are all about regeneration, about giving back to the planet. The second category is all about a continuation in water and sky. These options connect a legacy to the elements themselves. You've got aquamation, which is a gentle water-based alternative to cremation. Then there are living reef memorials, where remains help create new marine habitats on the ocean floor. And you can even send a symbolic portion of remains among the stars with space memorials. Each one is about a legacy that flows and expands outward. And finally, we have this third path, a legacy of knowledge. And this is about body donation to science. It's framed here as the ultimate gift because, while it is a profoundly generous choice, you're contributing directly to medical research, to training doctors, to breakthroughs that can help countless other people. It literally extends a legacy into the future of human health. Okay, so we've just seen this incredible expansion of choice. But, with more options comes more complexity. So the big question is, how do you actually find your way in this new, bigger landscape? Because with all these new choices, suddenly you have all these new questions. It can feel like a tangled path. You're asking, what's even legal where I live? How do I know which of these options really fits with my values? And, of course, what does it all cost? All this freedom to choose can feel pretty overwhelming without a clear map. And that's exactly why having a guide for clarity is so important. We need a way to find clear, lawful choices at these really critical thresholds in life. And that challenge is precisely why a new resource was created, Liminal Guide. It's designed to be that clear map we were just talking about, to provide clear, lawful choices right when we need them the most. The idea is pretty simple, really, to have one independent directory for every single path we've talked about. It's a single resource dedicated to giving you clear, unbiased information on everything from green burial and human composting all the way to aquamation and unique memorials. This whole approach is designed to give you clarity and confidence by tackling the biggest hurdles head-on. First, it helps you figure out the legal landscape, like what's actually available where you live. And second, it lets you compare those options side by side, so you can weigh everything from cost and environmental impact against your own personal values. And this is for you or for someone you love. Because at the end of the day, this is about navigating some of the most profound conversations we will ever have. It's about having the right tools to come to these discussions with clarity, with compassion, and with confidence, whether you're planning for yourself or guiding someone you care about. The most important takeaway here is this: you have more power in this decision than any generation that came before you. To explore these paths for yourself, you can learn more at Liminal Guide. Because in the end, planning a legacy isn't about choosing between option A and option B. It's about having the freedom to write the final, meaningful chapter of your own unique story.